first sem.
NANI?お前、これは。
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. So, this will be the last video discussion on different crime causation. So, ecological and environmental perspective. So, when we talk about ecological, it is the interrelationship of organism and their environment. So, organism refers to, if we are talking about crime causation, here is the humans. So, what is the relation of this group of human to their environment? So, according to Robert Ezra Park, so Robert Ezra Park conducted an anthropological study in understanding urban life in Chicago. So, he studied why does yung parang the question that popped into his head is why do many crimes, violent crimes, street crime happens on the urban life or the urban areas. So anthropological, he tried to study the culture in urban life. So what is the relationship of the people in urban areas to their parang environment to the urban area. So ganun. Gets ba? I hope so. So sa environmental criminology naman, it examines the location of specific crime and the context in which it occurred in order to explain and understand crime through mapping of crimes. Then relate these crimes, crime patterns to the number of targets and etc. So probably more on crime statistics. So kung ano yung, for example lang ano yung favorite crime sa Bayombong at i-compare nila yung favorite crime sa Solano. So kapag rape sa Bayombong, bakit kaya? Ganun. Bakit kaya? Mga rapist ba yung nandun sa Bayombong or utog ba sila? Sa Solano, pag nanakaw, bakit pag nanakaw, makatibay yung mga kamay ng mga tao doon? So ganun. Joke lang, pero parang ganun lang. To simplify. So, France in 1827 is actually the first modern study in criminal statistics. So, sabi dito sa study na to is on wealthy areas sa bahay ng mayayaman, maraming instances ng pagnanakaw. Pero mga crime na violente tulad ng rape, murder, homicide is konti lang. So, inisip ng nag-research nito is syempre, common sense. So, maraming opportunity ang magnanakaw ay nanakawin kasi sa wealthy area. So, ganun. Di ba? It is the location of specific crime sa wealthy region and kung bakit kaya ganun. So, gets ba? Okay, gets. So, human ecology. So, let's dig deeper to human ecology. So, it first introduced by Robert Park and Ernest Burgess. It is concerned with the examination of the relationship between man and his environment, and man within an environment. It is concerned with the question of how people organize themselves socially to adapt to their habitat, and particular to the habitat of cities and environs. So, let's take it this way. Parang, di ba, if you live in a city, iba siya talaga. Urban life is different from the rural life. Yun yung in-study ng human ecology. Bakit ba? May iba ba yung tao sa urban area? Yung environment kaya or yung mga tao? Or both? So, gets ba? So, basically, crimes differs in the rural or urban areas kasi iba yung, parang, there are many factors pero iba yung feeling or iba yung feel mo pag nasa urban area ka. So, ganun. Mas generally peaceful sa rural area than the urban area. Ganun. So, that is, ano yung relationship ng mga urban people sa urban area at relationship ng rural people, mga probinsyano sa probinsya. So, ganun ang ini-study ng human ecology and they use it on in criminology. So, ecological system theory by Brenner. He explained how the inherent qualities of a child and his environment interact to influence how he will grow and develop. He stressed that the importance of studying a child in the context of multiple environments, also known as ecological systems. So, there are factors or there are many environments that affects a man or a child in being a criminal or in his criminal tendencies. So, yun na, yung relationship ng tao, child, sa mga environment na ito. Ano yung epekto ng mga environment, pero ano yung parang mga, ano yung role ng this parang in-study ni Bronfenbrenner na mga system. So, 5 yung in-study niya na ecological systems or 5 levels of external influence. So, microsystems, most immediate environment. Example, home, school, or daycare, peer, community, environment. So, ito yung, for example, sa bahay ninyo. What is the effect of pagpapalaki ng parents mo, the effect of treatment of your siblings to you, and etc. The immediate yung lagi mong pinupuntahan. Punta tayo sa mesosystem. It encompasses the interactions of the different microsystems. So for example, school and sa bahay ninyo. So school, kapag wala silang paki sa'yo, for example, kung nanggagago ka sa school, lagi kang late, lagi kang absent, pero hindi rin report ng school, more parang lalala yung criminal tendency mo kasi walang indifferent yung isang microsystem. So if maganda naman na if you were tardy 3 times or absent for 1 week, ni-notify ng school yung parents mo, doon na. Maganda yung parang synergy ng dalawang microsystem and it will prevent you to become a juvenile delinquent, di ba? Sa X-system naman, pertains to the linkages that may exist between 2 or more settings. One which may not contain the developing child but affects him indirectly or nonetheless. Example, parents' workplace. So, hindi siya microsystem, hindi siya mesosystem, pero outside the microsystem. So, parents' workplace. For example, police yung tatay mo. Di ba stressful yung buhay ng police? At pag uwi na ng bahay, lagi siyang galit. At yun ang epekto ng parang exosystem. Gets ba? Na kinukuha niya yung bad energy sa exosystem ng parents sa workplace niya at binibigay sa'yo. Gets ba? Macrosystem. The largest and most distant collection of people. Places to the child that still exercises significant influence on a child. Example, the child's cultural pattern and values, child's dominant beliefs, ideas, political and economic system. So for example, the political system of, for example, here in the Philippines. If na-influence ka ng mga NPA, syempre may influence yun, di ba? Kung yun yung parang medyo issue ngayon, di ba? So if you are influenced by that, then that is the macro system na it is a large, distant collection of, it's a large parang environment yun na nag-influence sa'yo. Hindi lang yun, political system. Or, for example, you were born in a poor country. Iba. Iba yung feeling na nasa parang poor na country sa mga mayayaman na country. Diba? Or yung nag-influence ng paniniwala mo, mga binabasa mong books. So those are macro systems that affects you. Diba? Okay. Chrono system adds time as a dimension which demonstrates the influence both change and constancy in the child's environment. So for example, sabi dito, it adds time as a dimension. So meaning, for example, So for example, ng chrono system, siguro stable yung family niyo for about 15 years. So 15 years old ka, biglang nagbago. Nag-cheat yung tatay mo or yung nanay mo, ganun. Or 20, parang magto-22 ka na sa 2021 at biglang may nangyaring World War III. So, chrono system encompasses the change or adds time as dimension, which the time dimension is described as there is parang a change in the environment. Biglang drastic change yun, and ganun. So those are the chrono system. So let's go to the broken windows theory. Actually, in-experiment ni Philip G. Zimbardo. So, naglagay siya ng, punta tayo sa experiment ni Zimbardo. Zimbardo conducted an experiment. He put a car on an area wherein maraming crime. So for example, sa Tondo, nilagay niya doon. So car, pinunta niya sa Bonifacio Global City, so, para sa mayaman na resident. So for example, he studied na yung nilagay niya sa Tondo, example lang yung Tondo nilagay niya sa medyo poor na region at maraming crime na nangyayari, sinira nila yung car, ninakawan pa, pero sa isa, after 1 week nilang nilagay, wala pang nangyari. So ganun. Pero nag-isip si Zimbardo na parang sinira niya yung window ng car na yun na nasa Bonifacio Global City. At after few days, ninakawan, sinira, ganun. So, bakit kaya? Nasa mayaman naman ng lugar. So, doon na study sina Wilson and George Kelling. Sabi niya dito, minor offenses, di ba? If, punta naman natin sa main idea ng broken window. If a window in a building is broken and left unrepaired, all of the windows will soon be broken. So, pag may butas at hindi mo yan kinocoveran, lalaki at lalaki yan, parang ganun. Yun yung nangyayari sa car na sinira niya sa BGC. Sinira niya sa BGC, wherein mayaman yung nandun. Sinira niya yung window ng car at anong nangyari? Bigla na lang sinira ng ibang tao, kahit mayaman sila ganun. So, it is important for police to enforce the law even if it is minor only. Kasi lalaki yan. So parang ganun. So tulad ng helmet, smoking, mga minor crimes, etc. Kasi kapag hindi mo pinabayaan mo yan, lalaki yan. So gets ba? Gets. Crime pattern theory by the Brantinghams. Magkakapatid ata. Physical environmental influences criminal behavior. It's the combination of the rational choice theory and the routine activity theory. So, crime pattern wherein, di ba sa routine activity is the combination of suitable target, mga taong for example, nanakawan, na pwedeng nakawan, so mayaman dapat, di ba? Suitable target, lack of guardianship, pag walang nagmamanong pulis, or nakalagay lang sa bulsa nila, yung pera nila, at ano pa ba? Motivated offender, pag may magnanakaw, at in there, crime will happen. And combining it with rational choice theory, that wherein people rationalize their thought na they want to, for example, steal because it is more beneficial to them than not stealing. So, in here, it is very important in determining kung saan mostly nagagawa yung mga krimen. So, kapag criminal ka, saan ka pupunta? Pag magnanakaw ka, saan ka pupunta? So, pupunta ka sa place na maraming tao, di ba? At hindi lang basta-basta ganun. Pupunta ka sa walang CCTV, walang guardian, di ba? Walang police. At pupunta ka at pipiliin mo yung mga tao na parang lutang, di ba? So, that is parang example yan ng idea ng crime pattern theory yan. Wherein, the environment coupled with yung routine activity and rational choice theory na principles, it determines kung saan maraming mangyayaring krimen or mga hotspot crime. So, if gagamitin to ng police naman, edi mag-install ka ng CCTV sa mga maraming tao. Okay, to reduce crime. Okay? Now, let's go to the rational choice perspective. So, we all know that utilitarianism is minimizing pain and maximizing pleasure, and the theory of economic choice wherein you choose the choice that is more beneficial to you, that gives you money, etc., over the other. So, yung sabi ni Clark and Cornish is that criminals relies on cues in the environment or characteristics of the target. Most crime is quite ordinary and committed by reasoning individuals. So, for example nga is ito, mga pickpocketers, wherein they rely on the cue of the environment. So, maraming tao, walang CCTV, or ang characteristic of target, lutang siya, distracted siya, and yun. He reason out kung paano niya nanakawin, ganun. So that is the rational choice perspective on ganun. So basically parang parehas siya, pero ito yung sa crime pattern more on the whole area. Kung saan yung hotspot na crime, tapos kung saan mostly gagawin ng mga may mga ano ba yan? Mga descriptions pa dito ng crime patterns. Wait lang. Pero hindi ko nilagay sa my nodes, my paths, my edges, my crime attractors, crime generators, pero lalagay ko na lang sa Google Class nyo. And this ends my presentation on theories and crime causation. This is only a summary, okay? So, sinimplify ko lahat para maawatan nyo kahit yung may idea nyo lang. Actually, there are more into this than yung sinasabi ko. So, I encourage you to research in Google kung ano yung favorite na theory nyo, i-study niyo kasi this is very interesting. Okay? So, yun lang and goodbye and annyeong! Kamsahamnida for watching. Thank you!